I'm not ready to go.
Okay, welcome to the Nipissing Township Nipissing Museum Board meeting of Wednesday, August the 5th, 2026. If there's a disclosure of pecuniary interest now or anytime during the meeting. I need a mover and a second for a motion to approve the minutes of the last meeting. Dave, Steve? Moved by Dave, seconded by Steve, that we approve the minutes of the Nipissing Township Museum Board meeting held July 8th, 2026 as presented. Discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Carried. Okay. Financial and visitor status.
All right, so the revenue and visitor statistics from the Barber Family Reunion that happened on June 20th have been included with the totals for July this year. So revenue to date, $222.75 for candy, merchandise $472, donations $619.90. A significant portion of that was from the Barber Family Reunion. From special events so far, so the 4 workshops, $310, which puts the total revenue at $1,624.65. We also recently received a large financial donation from the Knox United Church. So that was $5,000, and that would put the total revenue for the season so far at $6,624.65. So the funds that were donated by the Knox United Church will be going towards the eventual replacement of or maintenance of the church windows, as discussed in a previous meeting this year when we were discussing fundraising. And I believe they will be hoping to donate some items to our artifact collections. As yet, I'm not sure what. Yeah, so for the revenue and costs of the 4 workshops, so 2 butter workshops and 2 ice cream workshops, the revenue was $310, while the total costs for both were $259.09. So we more than broke even, despite the fact that we did have a fair number of cancellations for the ice cream workshop. So I'm not sure whether that was the weather or the highway closures affecting things, but it all worked out. For visitor statistics, we've had a total of 198 people so far. 22 just came through the store or gift shop. 19 just visited the museum, and 157 people visited both. We did notice the week of July 13th, 20th, and the following week. So the 13th, the 20th of July was when Highway 534 was closed at Steeles Creek. It was very quiet. The next week was also very quiet, but the past week our visitor levels have sort of returned to normal, which was encouraging. Any questions?
So we did print a motion because we had put on the agenda for discussion with respect to the donation from the Knox United Church with also respect to the artifacts. So no, you don't, there's nothing, it's all good.
No, it's all good. It's all good. So we don't have the artifacts to date, right? Currently?
No, I don't have any information about what artifacts, what quantities, or what number of artifacts are.
Do we have it? Do we have a projected time when they're gonna close the church?
I'm not sure. I spoke to one of the members of the congregation today. And I'm not sure that they have a set date yet.
Okay.
So I'm not sure.
The only,
Eastman and I went 2 years ago with Norma West,
Okay, yeah,
parishioner. She opened up the church and went through with us, and we did pick out what we would accept,
okay,
and there was a list. There's not a whole lot of stuff that
Yeah.
she thought we should take,
okay.
so.
my concern on this is
I wasn't sure
if they don't
if that had changed.
make any plans before October, then this would be premature because we do not know who will be on the board after the election. So I think I think this is premature
Okay.
to put board members on with the staff until we know when they're gonna donate. Now, if they donate before the election, then we can bring it back at another
September
meeting.
meeting.
But if they don't, then it would be up to the new board to decide who was gonna sit on the board. If everybody's okay with that. I just don't wanna put people on the board that potentially might not be on this board after the election.
And we should be able to go through the minutes and find out the day that Mary and I went.
You said it was about 2 years ago,
Yeah.
Dave?
Yeah,
Okay,
in the summer, and then there was a list.
Okay,
Like-
yeah,
Jillian,
now
do you
that you
recall
mention,
that list?
I don't recall the list. I remember the fact that you and Mary went
Yeah.
over being mentioned in a meeting.
Yeah,
I don't remember the meeting date either, unfortunately.
it'll be in our minutes somewhere.
Okay, I'll have a look
Yeah.
through past minutes and see if
Yeah.
I can find it, and maybe there's a list that was given.
Yeah.
Or maybe the church has a record of the list that were earmarked
Yeah.
for the museum
Yeah.
It's
from
also
that
possible
visit.
that
Excuse
they've
me.
changed, you know, the circumstances have changed and
Yeah.
the list might change, so
Yeah.
it might still need to be reviewed, but yeah, we'll see if we can find the original copy.
So if everybody's okay, we'll
Yeah.
just hold this
Yeah.
actual motion off until we know when
Yeah.
the items are gonna be donated, and then we can select a couple of people to go.
Mhm.
And I would gladly go, but you guys are the ones that have lived here the length of time that you have, and I'm a newbie, so it would probably be best if we're fortunate enough to have people on the board that have the longevity in the municipality, that could recommend yes or no, rather than somebody that hasn't been here all that long, because I've only been here 7 years.
Yeah, I think it has more to do with, you know, having an awareness of how much space and resources we have to house the artifacts. Whether or not you are familiar with the area, if, someone can tell us the provenance of an artifact and you know, they can make it obvious how it relates back to local history. I don't think it's a requirement of the volunteer to have a long history in the township.
Okay, well, that's good. Thank you. Can I just,
Yep, yeah, cause it
I'll
was,
just, I won't do anything.
no,
with it.
no, it wasn't moved or second, so it was
Okay,
fine.
we're all good. Okay. Okay, so are there any other questions about the donation from the Knox Church? Hopefully you can find that list, and maybe at the next meeting we can, if you find the list, we can review it at the next meeting, and then at least we'll have an idea of what they're planning, right? Okay. Building and maintenance.
I don't believe we have any of those for
No, I don't think there's been any concerns or any updates to the building. There's been no further work.
Oh, yes, Cole fixed it. It took him like 20 minutes and he was very cramped, but he did a good job.
Good for him.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh, we'd taken out, something had fallen behind one of the drawers that the tablecloths are in that little corner under the counter. And then I had trouble getting it back in because you can't see the roller on the right side because it's right against the wall. So it was
The new guy got the dirty job?
Yes, he did, and he did it wonderfully.
That's good.
Good stuff.
Awesome.
Proper protocol.
Okay, event plan. Oh, quick question.
Yes.
There hasn't been any problems with the foundation with all the rain we've had, has there?
Not
No,
as far as we
shouldn't
know.
It's all drainage now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I assumed when they
Yeah.
fixed it, they did all that
Yeah.
stuff, but I just wondered because
We
we've had
haven't
a
noticed any
fair
issues
amount
at
of
all.
rain, not recently, but
Yeah.
in the last couple of months.
Well, we've had heavy bouts of rain. This year, that's for sure.
Okay, event planning.
All right, so for Heritage Day, we've got one of our students who's gonna help demonstrate the interactive exhibit in the office gift shop building, while the other student will be sort of responsible for the retail sales for the day. If I could have a volunteer for, the church, one for the hardware store, and at least one for the barbecue / drinks table, that would be fantastic.
And
We
that's
can
the
discuss,
15th, right?
Heritage
No.
Day is the 9th,
The 9th.
yeah. So if you.
This Sunday.
If volunteers want to
This
talk to me
Sunday.
after the meeting, that's perfect, but that's sort of what I'm looking for. That would be great.
Gladys, do you want to do the church?
What,
Did you want to do the church?
I'll do the
No?
hardware store.
Okay.
and it'd be too much standing.
When Mary
Standing up is
used
too
to,
much.
Mary used to do it, but she.
She would,
Okay,
she
there
would
you
have a
go.
chair available.
She would,
but,
yeah.
you do have to move around quite a lot because people ask questions. You said you're awesome. That's lovely.
So Dave's gonna do the church. What do you wanna do?
Hmm?
What do you wanna do?
Whatever Jillian tells me to.
We can discuss this after the meeting.
Okay,
It was more
perfect,
just I
we'll
didn't
do it.
wanna
Yeah, no,
forget
that's
to mention
fine,
it.
that's fine.
Um,
Oh, while we're on the Heritage Day, I
Yep.
spoke to Bernie today, so we're all good.
Yep.
Did she contact you?
Yep.
She asked me whether or not she could set up a craft
Yep.
stall. Did she call you?
I don't believe I received.
No,
a
she was
request.
working, so we chit chatted at work for her.
Okay.
She sells handmade, bags out of blue jeans.
Oh, okay.
And she wanted to know what the cost was, and I said I didn't know if there was one, so she
No.
said, I didn't think so, I told her that.
Yeah.
And she said she was gonna give you a call, so
Okay, perfect.
she's looking for somebody to man it.
Ah,
she's-
okay, she might be waiting until she's found someone before she.
She could be,
contacts me.
yes,
Yeah,
but anyway, I
but
just
yeah,
thought
no,
I'd
there's
let
still
you know.
space if there are people making inquiries, just
Are
suggest
there,
that they contact.
do we
the
have
museum.
anybody coming?
Yep.
Oh, we do.
We do
Excellent.
have, we have someone who sells, knitted hats. I think there's someone that's bringing sort of vintage items and antiques. I can't remember exactly what the other crafters are
That's
selling, but I
fine.
think there's at least 4 that we've got,
Good, and then the ferry.
applications for. Yeah. So I'll be contacting Bob to double check placement and everything tomorrow. We do have a lot of the vendors that don't have their own tents, so they'll be placed mostly in the shade behind, like at the back of the lawn where there's that tree on the church property.
Hopefully it won't rain all day.
Well, no, but if it's not raining, then it might be sunny and hot.
Yeah.
Oh, yes,
So-
yes, yes, yes,
Yeah, it's gonna be one or the other.
yeah,
Usually, yes.
yeah.
Are we going to feed the band?
Yes.
Good.
We
Yeah.
did last time,
Yeah.
we did last time,
Yeah.
although I would say, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think all of them paid something to the donation
I
jar.
think they all
anyway?
did.
Yeah, yeah, even though we told them they didn't have to, they did
all
anyway.
yes.
Yeah.
And are you gonna make that, wonderful iced tea that you
Yes.
made last time, because it was such a big hit?
Yes,
Awesome.
absolutely.
So the food prices, donations on?
Yep.
Okay.
Same as
Yeah,
last.
same with the drinks, like, the only things that will have a set price are the things that are regular, gift shop.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Materials.
and are you gonna buy, chips, little bags of chips like you did last time, or you're not gonna bother this time?
Oh, we didn't buy those. Those were donated last minute by the fire department.
Oh, were they?
I-
Oh,
I will double check with Will tomorrow.
I mean, it doesn't matter if they're not there, but
But
I-
they didn't.
the
Some
kids
people
liked it, yeah, the kids liked it, yeah.
So the fire department's taking care of, all sort of the barbecue related items, so the meat, the buns, the condiments. And they'll be, I think the plan is to be ready to go at 11 and cook until about 2 p.m. Are there any other questions or discussion for Heritage Day?
Did we get anybody for the contest? No. Okay, so we won't be doing that craft contest. That's fine. We tried. That's
Yeah,
all you
yeah.
can do. Yeah.
Yeah,
Excuse me. Okay.
Yeah, we put flyers out for that too, right?
Yeah,
One of the flyers.
yeah. I put flyers through, in Boston and,
I did in calendar.
yeah.
And all the way up to the park,
yeah,
everything in between.
yeah. Well, I think it's.
And you
um,
sent it, sorry, you sent it to the schools, didn't you not? Did you
Yeah.
not? Yeah.
It was towards the end of the school year,
Oh, yeah.
just because of when we start organizing, you know, when I'm able to do that kind of thing for the museum. So it might be something that we can change the format for next year. Maybe it's something that we can reach out to the schools and ask them if they want to incorporate it into their regular, like, if they've got, you know, arts class. Encourage the students to enter something that they've made in school or something. There's also a fair number of crafters in the area, so maybe not setting an age limit might get more entries. It's something we can discuss for next
Yeah.
year in the fall.
Yeah,
if we
and
want to.
finally, the silent auction, are we okay for donations?
We've received a few donations. There were a lot of inquiries that I didn't get a reply to this year that often donated before, so it might just be, you know, different, you know, a lot of these businesses have donated for many years in a row.
A lot of years.
And they often,
Mhm.
you know, they do what they can when they can.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. I just
Fine,
wondered
that's
how
fine.
we were doing.
Yeah,
And,
change.
and you're gonna put one of the games in, right?
Yeah, it is.
I mean, we have them for sale in the gift shop. Is there a benefit to putting it in the silent auction?
Other
We
than,
can.
other than, well, if we put it in the silent auction, at least it will get seen by people that don't go in the gift shop, because not everybody
That's
goes in
true.
the gift
Yeah,
shop.
Yeah.
so
Right.
should we maybe put it up as a gift basket with maybe a little bit of candy, the game, you know, a magnet or a postcard or something like that?
Yeah,
I think that's
Yeah.
brilliant.
that's a great
Yeah,
idea.
That's a good idea.
I think that's a great idea.
For sure.
Yeah. Or put one of the t-shirts in that you've got on sale or something. Okay. I think that's got Heritage Day covered, right? Okay, artifact status.
Sorry, that's
Oh,
okay.
sorry.
Just, just through
Oh.
discussion about, the
The events.
registrations for the event, the
Oh,
upcoming workshops. I believe one of our rope craft workshops has got no registrants.
Yes, so the one that was planned for the Thursday, we've had no registrants so far. For the basket making on the Saturday, we've got 7 so far. So we've got, we're wondering about canceling or postponing the coaster craft that was planned for the Thursday, August 13th.
So I have prepared a motion for the board to consider of postponing the rope.
I think we
coasters.
should say cancel, because I don't think we have any time to postpone it, to put it on at a future date.
It could be postponed to another season. That's why I wrote the word
Oh,
postponed.
okay.
It doesn't need to be
Oh,
made up
okay.
this year. I just use the word
That's fine.
postponed.
No, that's perfect.
At the same time, at the basket making on the Saturday, if people choose to use the same material and cut it in half, they can make 2 coasters if they prefer. So,
So
It's a little bit
that'll work okay.
Yeah.
yeah, so that's
If
kind
somebody
of,
wants,
Yeah.
if
Yeah,
somebody
kind of
wanted to
funny.
make a post.
So I
Yeah.
need a mover and a seconder regarding the rope. Alma? Got it? Moved by Alma, seconded by Gladys, that the rope coaster event Do I need to put a date? I think we should,
August 13th.
August 13th. That the road coaster event on August the 13th, 2026 be postponed due to lack of registration. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Carried. Thank you. Okay. Artifact status report.
So the motor engine on the report and on the agenda. The donor, I believe, was hoping to have the information to me for this meeting. However, I haven't received anything, so that will have to be postponed to a further meeting.
Okay.
No, well, Emma's been working on the rearrangement of the storage room and reboxing of items, when there's been time available. And we've been making good progress in making everything a little bit more accessible to facilitate doing things like inventory and changing out the exhibit. So that's been fantastic. That's all we've got for collections today.
Okay. All right. So exhibits, we don't have anything else.
There's nothing new, just progress on the exhibit for the waterways and the remembrance exhibit. So one of our students has developed a really neat interactive for the medical aspect of that, which she'll be demonstrating at Heritage Day.
Excellent. Okay. I'm gonna be able to say this word tonight. Strategic plan update. Do we have anything?
So mostly just that the workshops that we've had so far. So in particular, the butter making. I think for the ice cream making, the weather sort of affected
The first one.
people's behavior in terms of whether wanting to stay and take a tour of the museum. But for the butter exhibits, both we had quite a few, like at least 50% of the participants took a tour through the museum after the workshop. So that's been, it's had a positive influence on attracting sort of different audiences to the museum. So hopefully we can sort of continue to utilize the workshops as a strategy to bring different people to the museum, either people that have never visited, or sort of encouraging repeat customers, repeat visitors. And then the other thing would be to recommend taking a break from creating new exhibits, so that we can sort of build different parts onto current exhibits and focus a little bit more of our time on the cataloging, and making sure that's getting up to date.
The butter making especially was it was well received. I think everybody that came enjoyed it. One lady told me at the ice cream making that she'd made butter every day since she'd done the workshop.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, yeah. She said, I make fresh butter every day now.
It's funny, 5 degrees or not, yeah, about 5 degrees difference from one day to the next.
Yeah.
The difference in butter.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
One came out, the consistency of mayonnaise, couldn't quite get it
really?
past that, it was warm.
Oh,
It was
yeah,
really warm.
one we couldn't.
The
it was
other,
like
the other
whipped
butter came out like butter.
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
grandma
Yeah.
used
The first day when it
It
was
was
so
still
humid.
hot too, the second
Yeah,
day, like
yeah.
it wasn't like it was a cold day either, but
Okay,
yeah, so we'll just have to have ice buckets on the really hot days, that's all.
Yeah. No, that would absolutely work.
so the next item on the agenda is new business and future events.
I don't have anything, so that's open to you guys.
Yeah,
Do you have anything
well,
to
at this
discuss?
point in time, with an election looming in less than 2 months, I think that
The election is
October.
What is it?
So it's at the end of October,
Okay,
so.
so the planning for next year, requires that we have budget items. So those need to go through the November meeting.
We won't be having a meeting in November because we're lame duck.
Okay,
Because we have a
If
true
we wait-
election, we have 2 people running for mayor and 6 people running for council.
Mhm.
So we have a
Well,
true, we don't know who's gonna be on
Yeah,
the
we don't
board.
know-
So
don't
we
know who's
can't
gonna
do
be
a
anywhere.
budget, so we won't be
One of us
meeting in
will be a
November, because
community
they
of
won't even
member,
set,
and the other will be
they
the
won't even
council.
have set who's gonna be on what board.
Hopefully, yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
So it'll have to wait till the new year.
okay. The election is going to affect the counselors on the board. It does not necessarily affect all members of the board, does it?
But we wouldn't have quorum.
No.
Well, but the councilors have to be here when you're
So,
talking
I guess
budget.
my question is, we still, we'll still need to do some sort of planning in order to have things ready to organize when we come back in the spring.
Oh, yeah, Kim,
So,
council's in.
Yeah.
You'll have a budget.
That,
Yeah.
yeah,
That'll
first,
happen right away the first.
And then
meeting.
we can start planning in March. But so what will happen is, what I was gonna mention is under the new businesses at the next meeting is I'm gonna bring back the strategic plan that the board approved. And we'll look at it to see what things we've accomplished under this board on the strategic plan and that. And what items that we still need to then bring forward, or, you know, that the next museum board may wanna still consider looking forward.
Mhm.
And then, it would also, we'll discuss at the next meeting is the current museum board, besides the counselor members, but the, community members will have the opportunity to determine whether they're interested to move forward, and they would let the municipal administrator know whether they would want to continue on as, because they are current members, to come back as board members after the election. So I can bring further information back to the next meeting on that, so.
But we can't set a budget.
no, I guess,
But we can start
But
talking
we can
about,
talk about.
But
we can
sorry.
we
talk
can talk about,
what
can we
we're
not
gonna
talk
do.
about and start
And
get the
planning and
framework in
decide
place.
what
We
events
have
we're
plans in
going
place,
to
we
do
just
the
don't
next
know
year?
what
You can
money-wise.
plan.
Yes, you can plan your
Okay.
events, but we
Yeah.
won't be able to tie anything financial to
That's
it.
fine. I guess
Yeah.
my point was, normally what happens is because we do the budget in November, a lot of the decisions about what events we're going to do are happening at the September and the October meetings. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I need to ask the 2 council members what they normally do. Any board that I've ever sat on before, when there's an election called, the board is done.
Yeah.
It's lame duck and it's done. Lame duck means you can't make any decisions at all. And really what we did even, and if you guys don't do it this way, that's fine. But nobody was on the board, not even the volunteers, until the new council was elected. And you can say, yes, I'd like to stay on, but council has the right to say, no, we don't want these people on the board. So
Okay.
there
They've
is
never done
no, I don't think
It's
for a
never- it's
minute
never
you
been
would
done
do
that.
that. I don't think for a minute
No.
you
No,
guys would
because
do
we
that. but-
value our volunteers.
Yeah.
No,
I think it's-
absolutely, but
Would have to be
That is-
renamed, that's all.
right, and I think it's written in our bylaw that the current members are given the opportunity to return if they so choose.
Yes, I believe.
That's
but
how,
we can't make any decisions.
no,
Julie,
No.
you can.
But you
start
can plan.
planning
Okay.
yes,
How you normally do,
Yeah.
you'll be in
That's not gonna make a
contact with Kim,
yeah,
like normal,
Okay,
just none of us. You will know your costing, you 2 can talk it out.
And that's
Then
what
you
you'll bring
present
in
it to the
January.
next council.
yeah, and
That's
we'll
what
present
you'll-
it in March at
The
the,
next
at the next board
Okay.
meeting. And we would present it at the council meeting when they're doing the budget, and you would have it that way.
And if it,
Yeah.
and if it becomes an issue,
Okay.
if it becomes an issue and it's onerous and you really want to get things going, if the board so chose, and we could meet in an afternoon setting on a day when it wasn't snowing or something like that, we could have an emergency. It's not an emergency,
A
but
special-
you understand what I mean, a
Okay,
special meeting in February, so that in March, it was all in place. Once the new board is, once,
The new board should
elections
be
mess
established
everything up.
Okay.
Elections.
Because it was more just because normally that's our last meeting of the year and we don't usually meet again until April.
Yeah.
March,
No, March is our
March.
first.
March is our first meeting.
But you
Okay, some
can,
years it's April.
you can do your regular prep
Okay,
Yeah,
with Kim.
okay,
and
then
bring it to the
it'll
board.
just
And
be
then
a
you just bring it
presentation.
forward and present it.
yeah.
Because we've had other years where we don't decide the dates and the times until the first meeting. And then this year, at the end of last year, we were very productive and we decided that at the end of the year. So,
Yeah, it's just because of the election, it's just, it messes everything up, so. But we will let you and Kim, kind of bring it all together and present it. I don't,
That said, the next budget should be easier than the last one, because we're concerned about building maintenance, foundation and stuff like that. So we're doing some other stuff. The next one should be basically
what we did
you need
this
for
year,
your operating budget for the year.
Yeah,
Like,
because-
extenuating circumstances.
yeah, because we cut it back, like, we adjusted it this year so that you knew your candy sales had been historically going down and stuff like that, so we adjusted the budget to reflect proper incomes and expenses, and the only thing that I asked for
was more historical.
was more historical, so that we had stuff to compare with.
Mhm.
Only from what we've done this year, I think that we're gonna be a little bit better off than we have been in other years, so that's okay. But yeah.
I think the framework is pretty much already there. All we have to do is tweak it a little bit.
But until we know who's gonna be on the board and
Well,
who's
we
gonna
could
be on
both still
council.
be on the board.
Eh?
Just one of us will be.
One of you
at
will be on the
large.
board, yeah.
Community at large, yeah, doesn't want council member. That's the way
Yeah, no, I
democracy
know,
works.
no, I know, yeah, I got it. Yeah, I mean, you guys are, Nipissing's having a true election because nobody's getting claimed, right? So everybody has to fight for their
Should
seat.
get a better turnout.
If you got more than 2%, you're doing well.
Hey,
I said, if you got more than 2%, you're doing well.
we got 23, but still, 23, come on.
Okay.
Okay, anyway,
I don't think there's any more new business?
Nope.
Okay.
all right, thank you. So I have a motion to adjourn. Dave, Gladys? Okay, and it is
6:33.
Okay, moved by Dave, seconded by Gladys, that the board meeting is hereby adjourned at 6:33 PM. The next meeting will be held Wednesday, September the 2nd, 2026 at 6 PM.